Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. This is Roman speaking. I'm here with my buddy Ian. What's up, Ian?
Hey, Roman, how's it going, man?
Going good. Thank you. Thank you. Carlos. Good morning, Carlos.
Howdy.
Howdy. Today, we're all going to talk about Commando, 1985, Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Just a classic action flick. Let's get into it.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last?
That's right, Major. You did.
I lied.
So yeah, Commando is a great, fun, kick-ass movie. That's all I gotta say. We can end it there. Podcast over.
Classic.
No, I
action
had a great time watching this movie. It's been maybe like 4 years since I've seen it, most likely, and
It's been a while for me too.
yeah, it's Carlos. You're the one who. So why did you choose this one?
Well, it's funny because my girlfriend just got the new iPhone, and I saw that joke online where you get the cover for your iPhone where it's Arnold holding the rocket launcher.
And she has it, right?
Yeah, I
saw
bought it for her, and I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, you know what? We should watch that." Because
Yeah.
she said, "Oh, I've never seen this movie, but it's a cool phone case." So, yeah, I got Commando, and we were watching it.
That rocket launcher, too, like,
Oh man,
so 80s, like,
Super square.
yeah, 4 holes.
Yeah.
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 This is your first time watching it too, huh?
This was my first time actually watching it.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
What'd
Yeah,
you
I guess I would consider myself an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. I like all his movies and stuff, but somehow Commando just slipped between the cracks. I think it's almost, it's kind of like quintessential of the action genre. It seems like, especially in the 80s.
Definitely.
So maybe now, I wouldn't say it's like hack or cliche or anything like that. It does a great job, but it is kind of like the standard action movie. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, growing up, born in 95 and starting to watch Arnold movies in like 2010, I think, some just stand out more, like Terminator and Predator,
Definitely. Yeah.
because Commando is just, like I said, it's so standard.
And this was before Predator,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
it was after Terminator, before Predator.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
smack dab in the middle.
Mm-hmm. And definitely, I think, helps put Arnold on the map even more.
Definitely.
He's already like a rising star, but then you get this, and it's funny too. He's funny in Terminator, but I don't know. I feel like the humor was written into this one a little bit more.
Definitely. With all the one-liners. It's like
Yeah.
one-liner central in this movie, man.
Yeah.
It's just
Mhm.
left and
The
right.
whole script is one-liners.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that this came out at the same time as a Rambo 2.
I wanted to bring that up because I
Yeah.
think this is Schwarzenegger's version of Rambo 2.
Yeah.
So Rambo 2 I think came out that summer, like probably May, June, July, somewhere around there. This came out like the first week of October,
Oh.
which is kind of a strange time to release this movie, but it still made a pretty decent box office return.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, like really when I think of Commando, like I always think of it as like that's like his that's like his like Schwarzenegger's Rambo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just going to a place and just blowing the hell out of it with
I
all
think they
his
both use
crazy
M60s too to
Yes.
mow everybody down.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes, exactly. There's a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Rambo 2? Or it's
First Blood Part 2, right?
Yes, it's Rambo First Blood Part 2. Excuse me.
I haven't watched that one. I watched the first one recently
Okay.
though. It's
Okay.
so good.
I've seen
Yeah.
it as a kid, but I've seen, I think, all the Rambos, and they're kind of all pretty similar.
I didn't see the last one that they made like a few years ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
where
where,
he goes
like,
back
Last
to like
Blood, I think
Vietnam
is
or something.
No,
Oh.
he goes to to fight the cartel down in Mexico or something.
Jeez, I didn't.
Oh, that's right.
I think they called it
Yeah.
Last Blood. Yeah,
Last
I
Blood.
didn't see that one.
That was like 2018, 2019.
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
That one was
Yeah.
He's an
recent.
old man now.
I heard mixed reviews. Some people liked it. Some people really couldn't stand it. I was just like, I'll just stick with the ones that the previous ones.
Yeah. I gotta say, I feel like Schwarzenegger is aged a little better than Stallone, like in terms of like the way they look now and like their buff stuff. Like Stallone looks good, but then you look at Schwarzenegger and the dude still looks like 50 and he's like 70 or something, right?
Yeah,
Like,
he's up there.
Yeah.
He was like born like in the 40s, I think.
That's
I've
right.
heard videos
yeah.
like I was born in Austria, in 1947, something like in the late 40s, after the Second World War.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
The end of the Second World War.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, he's awesome though.
Oh, he's great. In this movie, like he's just so entertaining, man.
Mhm.
So entertaining. When did you first see this movie, Carlos?
Oh, a long time ago when I was a kid.
Okay.
It blew me away when I was a kid, dude.
I
Yeah.
bet.
Like,
I bet.
just running through, machine gunning everybody. The shed scene when he's chopping everybody up.
It has a feel of a video game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
But
does.
you're watching
definitely.
a movie. You know?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like, especially at the end, like last 20 minutes when he's at the mansion or whatever on the island. And like dudes just come from out of nowhere and keep coming. And then they're just like missing their shots on him. And he turns around and like fires and sprays like 4 dudes down.
yes.
Yeah.
A whole army couldn't even hit him. Couldn't even nick
Exactly.
Arnold.
What does the general say? Like, you know, they find like the bodies of the police after he escapes from the cops, and like he's like, "What do you think is going on, sir?" And he's like, "World War III."
Yeah, that's a great line.
Yeah. What do you guys think? What's your favorite like line after a kill? You know, because he says it almost after every one.
That's easy for
I got
me.
it. I got a good one.
You go, Ian. No, you go, Ian.
Okay.
You go.
Oh man, so we got to talk about him eventually. Bennett, when he kills Bennett, he throws the pipe at him, and the
Yeah.
steam lit off some steam. Bennett, it's
That's
so
a good
great.
one, dude.
Yeah.
So my buddy and I, we play old football games like on like the original Xbox from like 2003 and 4,
Dang.
and sometimes one of us will be the Minnesota Vikings. And at the time, they had a running back named Michael Bennett. And whenever like we play as the Vikings and we have like a really good run or like we score a touchdown with Michael Bennett, like to either of us, we'll like whenever that happens, we'll say "Lit off some steam, Bennett." It's
I like to imagine you guys saying
Uh,
it together at the same time.
it's just that's such a great line, man. That might be my favorite.
Whenever I think of Commando, I think of I like you, Sully. I'm gonna kill you last.
Yeah, he's like, you're a funny guy, Sully. I like you. That's why I'm gonna kill you last, or something like
Yeah.
And then when he kills him, that's a great line too.
Amazing.
When he's hanging him
dude.
off the cliff.
Yeah.
It's like, remember, Sully, when I told you I'd kill you last? He's like, yeah, man, you did, yeah. I lied.
And then that scream that
Yeah.
Sully gives up.
Yeah. Do you guys know who that actor is?
Yeah, he's
He's in a lot of stuff.
yeah, I don't know his name.
I think it's David Patrick Kelly. He's got like 3
yeah.
names.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. I just know him from Warriors.
Yes,
Oh,
that's the
that's
guy. I was gonna
right,
bring that up.
yeah.
He's like, Warrior.
Yeah.
That's him. Yeah.
He's like,
He's
come
cool.
on, man.
Yeah.
In that movie, he's great in that movie.
Yeah.
He
Another
was a
great.
douchebag in this movie.
Oh
though.
god, when he's totally like being a total perv to Radon Chong.
Yeah.
Like he's like, come on, baby, I got some for you. Yeah, and then like when she's just rejecting, he's like, you fucking whore.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
stop.
fucking
Honestly, the
whore.
way he says it is so funny. I was
Fucking
cracking up
whore.
laughing.
Yeah.
I was like,
Like,
fucking
God,
whore.
man.
Yeah, typical like just bad guy. You know, no good redeemable qualities.
Yeah, just
really the
swarmy little weaselly guy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, what does he say when he at the beginning, the first guy he kills? Well, when he's like, you don't want to, do anything when you got your daughter, right? Or
That's
whatever, and he's
great.
like, nope,
Wrong.
and he just shoots him.
Yeah, he's like, you're gonna play ball with us, right? Wrong, and shoots him.
Dude,
Yeah, that's what it
sets
is.
the tone for the whole movie.
Yeah.
Arnold's not fucking
It really
around.
does.
Yeah.
You took my daughter.
And
That's it,
like,
bro.
that's like what, like 8 minutes into the movie or something too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the cool thing about it. It kicks off really quickly.
Yeah, it does,
You
and
know?
it goes to the end.
Yes.
Even
know?
the intro when they're killing all of his old teammates.
I like that when they're in the garbage truck and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
scene.
that is a cool scene.
Yeah.
Backing up.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? I thought that's so relatable because I've woken up many times to hear the garbage truck
Yeah.
in front, and I can
Yeah.
be like, "Oh shit!"
Yep.
Run out
Yeah.
there and like put out
Yes.
the garbage.
Yeah.
Never expect to get shot.
I know. Oh boy. Badass garbage man.
Hmm.
So what was your favorite line? Did you say your favorite line?
I guess it would have to be, well, Sully is my favorite line when he drops him.
Yeah.
But I guess I would have to say it's about when he shoots him at the beginning, and he's like, "Wrong."
Wrong.
I just can't remember what he
Shoots him.
said, but just the way he says it and the context and everything, and like him just looking back at him with that little Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of like Clint Eastwoody,
Yeah.
like, look,
Yeah.
Yeah.
shoots him right
Yes.
between the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just like runs out, and then after that, that's when he drives the truck down the hill, but it won't
With
start
no
or whatever.
brakes.
Yeah,
He's driving
this
without
film
no
is no brakes, baby.
Oh man. Yeah, that's great stuff.
The airplane scene too, when he's like, "Excuse me, do me a favor, don't wake my friend. He's dead tired."
Yes, he's like put like a blanket on him and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
a great
That's
line,
a good
too.
one.
That's a great line. There's just so many, man.
I
like,
know.
it's ridiculous. It's to the point where it's like ridiculous how many good lines there are.
Yeah, You know, the Schwarzenegger, the Arnie movies, they blend for me too, because I think about like him as Mr. Freeze and all his little one-liners.
God.
there.
Yeah, chill out.
Yeah, and
Cool
we were
party.
talking about it not too long ago, right? What was it in one of his movies? It's Predator when he throws it knife at the guy and he
Yeah.
says like stick
Stick
around.
around.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's like a staple of his
Exactly.
movies,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
And the funny thing is when they're dropping him off at the airport, he's leaving. He's like, I'll be back, Bennett.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
right.
You know,
that's
like
right.
and Terminator had only been out for like a year, I think,
Yeah.
and they're already referencing it, which is really funny.
And I've heard that in other films from him too, you know.
He'll say, "I'll be,"
Yeah.
or like he'll be like, "I'm back" or something.
Yeah, right. Legendary.
Yeah.
And then doesn't the guy Bennett, doesn't he say like I'll be waiting,
Yeah,
John?
I'll be
or
ready,
whatever?
John.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just the little
Their
back and forth
relationship
is so
is
funny.
very interesting in this movie.
Yeah.
That's one thing I also.
Someone pointed out that the ending fight a little homoerotic.
It's very homoerotic.
'Cause he's
Their-
like,
their
"Come
whole
on, Bennett."
relationship is homoerotic. in my
Yeah,
opinion.
come on, Bennett. Don't you want to stick it in me
Yeah,
and twist the
yeah.
knife around?
You
a
don't want to
little
do it with
bit?
a gun. Don't do it with a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come
And then
on.
Bennet's like sitting there like sweating.
Yeah,
and
he's
looking
just
at him
having,
with
like, a
crazy
little
eyes. Like,
connection
yeah,
fit,
you're
yeah.
right. I kind of do want to stick
Yeah,
it in.
Why don't
yep.
you?
Yeah.
It doesn't help that he's dressed like one of the YMCA guys.
Yes. Yes.
That vest.
Yes. Well, we were talking before we started recording. It's like a chainmail vest, but it's not net. It's like rope.
Yeah.
It's like a net or something. It's just-
1985 was a crazy year.
yeah,
man.
and the mustache again. Like everybody jokes, he looks like Freddie Mercury, and he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a militia version of Freddie Mercury, pretty much, or like a Navy SEAL
Militia.
version or wherever the guy
Yeah.
is.
What is the guy? He's like, come and get this green beret. Like,
That's a great line too.
he's like, what does he say?
I eat green berets for breakfast,
Yeah.
and right now I'm very hungry.
And then they
Uh,
bust through the hotel room and there's
There's
somebody
people
shooting
fucking on the
porno.
bed.
Yeah.
Were they shooting a porno? Is that what it was?
I think there's a camera in the
Oh,
background.
that's
yeah.
funny. I never
Oh.
noticed that. I just
They're
thought it
making
was,
like
they were hooking up.
home sex tapes for themselves or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that I didn't notice that. That's hilarious. Wow.
Stick around.
I like that
Stick
actor that he fights in the hotel. He's in Predator.
Bill Duke.
Yeah.
Bill Duke.
Yeah.
And he's the guy I think shaving in the forest in Predator.
Yes.
Oh my god, that
Yes.
scene when
And
he's
then he
sitting
breaks-
there shaving.
he breaks
yeah.
it, yeah.
Breaks the razor on his face.
Mhm.
Classic scene too. in
Um,
this movie, he was pretty good.
yeah.
I liked him in this one.
Oh yeah, he's very menacing.
Yeah.
He plays a good bad guy
Yeah, he's like the cold calculating
Yes.
bad guy.
because he doesn't say a lot. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like because the guy from the Warriors, he says he's very. He's not imposing at all. He's just a little
Yeah, he's a
weaselly
weasel guy. Yeah.
Arnold picks him up in a phone booth.
Oh my, those phone
That's
booths,
so
yes.
Scene. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
He's like
those
no
phone booths,
challenge for
They
him.
look like something out of like Flash Gordon or something. Those
Yeah.
phone booths. I think they had those made specifically for the
Space
movie.
Odyssey.
I could be wrong.
I think they were pointing out that Arnold could bench like 490 pounds, but they made the phone booth out of like reed or something, some sort of like
Yeah.
lightweight material.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
the log in the beginning, that's like the director specifically said in the commentary, like, that's not a real log. You know, he wouldn't be able, he's a strong man, but he wouldn't be able to pick up a log like that and carry it around
Yeah.
over his shoulder.
That,
Like
didn't
nothing.
they? I saw something about like the director shot it like a Nazi film, like a propaganda film.
I
right?
saw that little factoid too, the intro when he's carrying the log. They
Yeah.
wanted to kind of like give that tough guy image.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
You could see
what?
it because he starts out with like the boots. It's not just his feet, you know. He's wearing like boots and he's like walking, and then like it pans up like big muscular body, and then he's got the
Wow.
log, and then he
Perfect
walks like right
man.
in front of the sun, so like blocks out the sun with his head, and he's got like strong jaw and all that.
So they
shit.
said they were trying to make it like a Nazi film?
Like
Just
Nazi
that part.
propaganda.
Oh. Yeah, like-
wow.
shoot it like a Nazi propaganda film
Ah.
would, because they're trying to like portray the Nazi as a invincible man and all this stuff. And
Do they
so-
talk about that in the making of?
I don't know. I just saw like a little factoid somewhere
Okay.
online. The
Okay.
director
Yeah.
had mentioned it.
That's funny.
Well, and then he, after that scene is shot, he sits down with his daughter at the breakfast table,
Mhm.
and he talks about like communists.
Yeah,
So,
he's like,
can't
you know,
remember-
in my country they said rock and roll was subversive. Maybe they were right. He has that goofy line about Boy George. I've never
Really?
understood that.
I missed that.
So like I guess like his daughter was reading a magazine. She left it on the table, and he goes over. Like, why don't they just call him Girl George? It would save so much confusion. It's like, no, that would cause more confusion. Like, I've never understood that line.
I don't know. Maybe it's meant to be confusing.
Yeah,
It's meta.
he's like, why don't they just call him Good George? It's so much saves so much time on confusion or something. It's like, no, dude, I think it'd be the other way around.
Good
Just silly little line.
Rock and roll. Yeah, he has a nice relationship with his daughter.
Yeah.
I had heard that from like the director commentary type stuff. They were talking about like how he was happy he didn't have to wear like a loincloth, you know,
Yeah.
or be like a robot. He could actually be just like a regular guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was like kind of his first time doing that because I think the director says that and he's like, you know, hey, you know, I don't want to be a barbarian. I don't want to be a robot. You know, I want to be just a normal guy. And he's still not a normal guy. A normal guy doesn't carry a log around like that.
right.
Rips phone booths out of walls. But
Yeah.
at the same time, he is. I mean, he's living in a house with a daughter. You know, he is kind of like just a man.
A human.
He's just a man.
Yeah. He's just a former special ops or whatever. Did they
Yes.
say what he was? Green Beret or not Green Beret, obviously, because he eats Green Beret. But
Yeah.
Breakfast. Radon Chong kind of asks him, and he just kind of is just like you don't want to know what I did. A lot of the time, even I don't want to know what I did.
Yeah.
I don't know if they specify exactly what he was.
I think
He's a commando.
He's a commando.
Yeah, he's just a commando.
Yeah, he's a commando.
Radon Chong, her character, Tommy Chong's daughter. Right?
Yeah.
'cause I was
Never.
like, Chong.
That blew my mind when I found that out back in the day. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I was not expecting
That
that.
cracked me up, and then I was
Yeah.
like, I see it.
Yeah, but at first I was like, I never would have guessed that.
Mhm.
But knowing it's like, I could kind of see it.
Her character though, like, is like audience surrogate. It seems like, you know, like just like you said, she asked, you know, what'd you do? Because like the audience wants to know what was he, and he's just like, it doesn't matter, you know, like it's a fucking action movie.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah,
know? Yeah. That's
funny.
what she said in the making of video, is that like her character points out the stuff that is ridiculous to kind of balance it out when he does it, you know, so you have like, it's a little more grounded,
Yeah.
but then that allows it to be larger than life how it does.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, you could totally see him freaking ripping out a phone booth, or like at the end at the island, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody's taking on like 100 guys like that and not getting shot.
Yeah, but it's just
Oh, he does get shot though, right?
He does by Bennett in the arm. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, at the end in the boiler room.
Of
Yeah.
course, just Bennett.
Just Bennett, yeah.
That's so funny to me. Like when I was watching the movie, I'm like, this guy is gonna be like his big, you know, enemy at the end.
Yeah.
And I like when he also kills the big, like, what's his name, the guy that wants to be president and throw
The
the
cartel
coup.
leader kind of guy.
Yeah,
That was a good scene. I like that.
yeah, but it's almost like anticlimactic. Like you
Yeah.
kind of expect that guy to do a little more,
Yeah.
and then Arnold just like rolls and turns around and just pumps like 2 shotgun blasts in his
Yeah,
chest.
I like that part where he crashes through the balcony and
Yeah.
falls off. That's a good shot.
That was
I was watching it though. I had rewound it, and I was like watching the guy's feet, the actor, and he's like, I mean, it's a movie, right? Clearly, you're gonna be like acting, but you could just see him like backpedaling, and like he kind of stops for a second, and like he's not gonna fall, so he has to like move some more and like scoot back even more. I was just thinking about like, if I was a director, I'm like, I'm not reshooting that scene. you know?
Yeah.
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 What do you guys think of the mall scene? Because that's probably got to be my favorite scene.
Really?
personally. Yeah.
That was a good scene.
It's great. He's swinging around. I forget what he swings on, like I don't know what it
They're
was.
like inner tubes or something.
That's what I was
Yeah.
going to ask you guys. When I first saw the scene, I'm like, do you travel in those? Like, you know, like
Yeah.
a McDonald's playpen or Chuck E. Cheese or something, you know? I kind of thought.
That's hilarious.
It must be just decoration, 80s
Yeah.
decoration.
I wonder if they put that in for the movie or if the mall had that at the time.
Yeah, I'm
Probably just
curious
the
too. Is that an
movie.
80s
Yeah.
mall thing?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because I always get the feeling that malls were popping in the 80s.
Oh,
Like,
I think that was the
80s,
heyday
90s.
for malls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's in every like 80s movie you see.
There's a mall. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you
there's
say-
a lot of malls in Schwarzenegger movies too. There's a
Really?
mall in this. There's a mall in Kindergarten Cop. There's a mall in Terminator 2.
Same mall in this film is used in Terminator 2,
Yes,
I read.
which is really
Which
cool.
scene is
That's
that in
cool.
Terminator 2 when they're at the arcade and all that? Or
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the
okay.
arcade and the Galleria.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh
my-
yeah, that's right.
It's one of my favorite parts when like the T-1000's like talking to these two little girls like, yeah, we saw John Connor a little ago. But they saying they're going to the Galleria. The Galleria?
Yeah.
That's-
The Galleria.
The Galleria?
I like that shot where Arnold's walking through the hallway in Terminator 2,
Oh, with the
and he takes out his roses,
yes,
and it turns out to be the shotgun.
Guns
in
and
the movie.
Roses,
And it's
Yep.
like slow motion too when
That's
he's
a
raising
great
the
scene.
shotgun.
Yeah, that's so badass. He cocks. Yeah,
Yeah, they do that again too, don't they? Like pretty similar when Sarah Connor's running out of the hospital. And, like,
Yeah.
he comes again with
Yes,
the gun.
he walks out the elevator.
Yeah.
That's a great shot.
Slow motion.
Yeah.
But for the mall scene in this one, we're following solely to the mall, and he like goes into a restaurant in a mall and like does like a deal with some guy. I don't know if it's a drug deal.
No,
or...
he gets passports.
Yeah, it was
he got
passports.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
doing a dirty deal.
It's a
in the
Yeah.
mall.
fictional country, right? Wasn't it like
Valverde.
Valverde?
Valverde is a fiction. I think this is the first time it ever gets used in a movie. Now they use it in Die Hard 2. They're like the bad guy in Die Hard 2 is from Valverde, and I think they use it in maybe like another movie or two.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's maybe just to not offend certain countries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Especially at that time when we were
Right. This is '85.
when we were giving them money.
Yeah.
Iran
given
Contra affair.
Yeah, giving like the Sandinistas all this money to fight the communists.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to bring up like he goes to Cuba and kills a bunch of Cubans.
Yeah, yeah,
Ugh.
yeah.
Let's just make a fictional town.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean the mall, like him swinging from the thing.
Yeah,
and
that was
landing
a
on
good
the
shot.
elevator.
That was a good
I like
shot.
that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was cool. It looked fun.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I want to do that.
definitely.
It reminded me a lot of like a Jackie Chan film, maybe like Rush Hour.
Yeah,
I feel like he was probably
Definitely.
been in a mall like that, swinging around
definitely.
too.
Yeah.
I like one of the security guards. Like he's like looking. So like Arnold sends Rae Dong Chong to go like kind of do like she was gonna go like pretend to kind of hit on Sully
Yeah.
or something. And then she goes in and tells the security guard in there, like, hey, you see that guy in the green shirt, he's kidnapped me and blah, blah, blah. So then the other security guard is letting other security guards know. He's like, I've got a suspect here, is 6'2", brown hair, green shirt. Looks like a real mean motherfucker. or
Yeah,
something
that
like-
was so good,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, a little like exaggerated
Yeah.
acting. But
Yeah.
So funny.
It's appropriate. I thought it was appropriate.
Oh,
for the
yeah.
scene. For the movie.
Yeah, everything in this movie works for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Every little thing. I don't have many complaints. And I could see a lot of people really like looking down upon this, being it's just mindless. There's
Just a
no
bunch of
character,
one-liners.
it's silly and this and that, but it's
Well,
it works though.
Yeah, and I think it is what it sets out to be. We did Jaws last time, and
Yeah.
like the two you can't really compare. Like, they're not trying to like make characterizations. I mean, they are, but not super deep.
Yeah.
It's literally just like we wanted Arnold Schwarzenegger to blow shit up.
And that's fine.
A big
yeah.
action film. That's all we want.
And it's
Yeah.
it's all practical. They actually blew stuff up.
Oh,
They
yeah.
set people up with squibs, and it looks like they're actually getting shot with blood coming out.
Uh-huh.
They actually have like, firing blanks and everything. It's really well done. I think the action and the way they shot it with all the cinematography, it works really well. It actually, he throws the knives at him. It looks like the way they edit it actually makes it look like, the guys are getting like punctured with knives when he throws it.
Yeah.
It was really good editing.
Yeah, some of the editing reminded me of like what's the Shaun of the Dead, Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, like-
yes, me
Like
too.
when they're loading up, when they break in and like they're doing the guns, it's like, it just shows him like it's like 8 or 9 cuts real quick of just different guns being like loaded, like
Yes.
click, click,
Yes.
click, click. You're
Yes.
outfitting. What a great way to like put that in and just take like 5 seconds of screen time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also like when he first gets to Valverde, and not only that, they show him like putting the paint on his biceps and his face and
Yeah.
everything too.
Yeah.
When he's
I
on the
like that.
beach.
Yes. Yeah.
Dude, that was actually shot on the beach of Hearst Castle.
Right.
I read.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, that's really cool. Yeah, I
I
think
wanted
that was
to
like
see if
the
I can
only
find it.
that was like the only place I think they'd let him shoot for
On a
whatever
beach,
reason. Yeah.
Oh, and blow stuff up. Because I
Yeah.
think that they set up like fake houses and
Yeah.
blew them
Yeah.
up, like the
So cool.
barracks.
That's so
scenes
You can see
he's
when they're
blowing
blowing
them
up the barracks is like the people that are standing out front. It's just like dummies.
Yeah,
standing there.
Yeah.
they're just
It's kinda
standing
funny.
there
Yeah.
on fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
But again, I'm like
Yeah.
almost like looking at it and I'm thinking like, is that intentional? Like, cause there's a humor in it, and I know it's supposed to be funny. It's just, it's so like perfectly action movie that it's almost like meta, but it's not.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
hard thing to say.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the soundtrack? The steel drums, the
I like it.
saxophone.
I think it works.
You like it?
I think it because it's just so 80s, and it kind
Exactly.
of fits. I think the steel drum kind of fits with like the not tropical, but like the island, like going to another kind of I guess South American country.
Down
It just
south, yeah.
it kind of I think it fits pretty well.
Yeah.
It takes place in like L.A., right?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of figured.
Yeah,
San
Southern
Ramon, I
California.
think they said at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the soundtrack's awesome. Like those little like saxophone licks
Yes.
or whatever, like
Kind of like a sexy sax.
Yes.
Yeah,
in
man.
there,
Yes.
A little bit.
Yes. I think again, just very 80s.
Mhm.
It's very. When you brought up it's like a quintessential 80s action film, I 100% agree, and I would even take it a step further. I think it's a quintessential 80s film.
Yeah.
If I were to, make this big list of when I think of the 80s movies, I this would definitely be on there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Like it would probably be down the line, but it would still be on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really to me it's the 80s wrapped up in the
Yeah.
most part.
And they make it fun too,
Yes.
and a good time and explosions. Everyone loves explosions.
Especially when they're real.
Yeah.
They're actually doing it.
I'm sure like people going in '85 to see this movie were probably like blown away,
Yeah.
But they didn't know at the time that they were watching like, I wouldn't call it the birth of action movies at all or anything, but
It definitely this and First Blood Part 2 definitely they were because I think so this came out in 1985,
Mhm.
which by the way is a great year for movies. Top grossing movie that year was Rocky 4, and then I think the
Oh, wow.
second grossing movie First Blood Part 2,
Wow,
which is
Stallone was on
crazy
fire.
that I know. Yeah. I heard like later on Stallone had a really big ego on movie sets. Like I mean if you made 2 highest grossing movies in 1 year, that's probably going to give you an ego.
Yeah.
But
In
yeah,
85.
like that's what people wanted at the time. They wanted, big muscly men just going around and blowing stuff up,
Mhm.
and it works.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
And I've talked about before how like a lot of times in movies I don't like when they force the romance angle into it, and you kind of get it with Radon Chong character, but not really. It's not like directly. They don't take tons of time for them like to build a relationship and flirt and do all
Yeah.
these things because it's an action.
There's a joke a lot of people say at the end. It's like she's like Alyssa Milano's new mom. They're gonna go live off and be like a family now.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
hugs her, and I'm
yeah,
like, "You've already
yeah.
met
It's
this
like you don't
kid."
even know who she is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
heard
this
they
is your
did.
new mother now, okay?
I heard they did shoot a like sensual scene together, and then they
Really?
said, "Oh, it just didn't work," so they just totally cut it.
Mhm.
I think that was the right choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen the scene. I don't even know if it's ever been released, but I
Yeah.
think that works.
Plus, they just met, and he's
Yeah.
like focused on his daughter. He doesn't have
Yeah,
time
well,
for
the
that.
the movie is
Yeah.
all pretty self-contained too in one day because they have right away the time limit.
11
Right.
hours.
Yeah, he's not gonna. He keeps looking at his watch. He's not gonna stop anytime before that. To
Yeah.
love to
I
this
like
lady.
I like
Yeah.
that. I like the time
Yeah,
the time what would you call it? Like the time
Time limit, I
yeah,
guess.
time limit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I liked it. It sets the tone right away because like, okay, this is what I'm getting into.
definitely.
Well, yeah, he shoots the guy, gets on the plane and all that, and then the timer starts. And so, like, by 20 minutes in the movie, you already know, like, it's just gonna be, nonstop
Yeah.
balls to the wall action.
I had a question.
Mhm.
And because again, I put this on when I was, when I was technically working. So I missed like a few things. And the one thing I miss is, so they take him to the airport. They put him on the plane with the like Pedro Martinez looking guy.
Yeah.
And they drive off in a car. So and they go down to Valverde with his daughter. How did they get there? Did they take a plane?
Yeah. How did they get there?
And
Probably
why didn't
did,
they
or
all
both.
go together? Why did they send the two, Arnold and the other guy, on the plane? Like, why?
Instead of just taking
Yeah,
Arnold with
why?
them.
Do they say? They have to say, right? I don't know. I think I just missed it.
Well, 'cause he
you
had
know
the
that you could have
assignment.
found a plot hole. I mean,
He had the assignment to go and take out the president down there, I think.
Oh, is
yeah,
that what they
like-
were doing?
that is
He
true.
had good
Okay,
connections with them.
okay,
Because he wasn't
Okay.
necessarily meeting up with them.
right, all right.
I guess you don't
That's
want
right.
your like secret hitman to go show up
Yes.
with you
Very good point.
when
Yeah,
you're about to
okay.
take over.
Okay, thank you for helping me understand that.
Yeah, it's a super like the most basic of storylines for Arnold to get him in there. Hey, like there's a political turmoil and like we
Yeah.
need you to take this guy out.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just so funny, and then it is totally irrelevant for the rest of the movie
Yeah.
because all he wants is to get his daughter back.
But hey, again, it worked.
No, it totally worked.
Yeah.
Love
It's-
it.
Yeah, it's just So fun. So fun.
What would be? I would think I'm trying to even like think of criticisms and like I could say maybe some of the acting, you know. But I didn't, like I said, I didn't go into this movie thinking I was gonna be watching Schindler's List or something.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like, I know that just to shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
It was mostly I think what's her character's name? I can't even remember. Ray Don Chong.
I think it's Cindy.
Cindy.
Cindy
Something-
sounds right.
Yeah. It starts with a C. If I
Yeah.
remember correctly.
When she first comes on, I'm like, oh man, this lady is a terrible actress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I wonder if I could do better.
She has some funny
I couldn't.
lines.
Yeah, she does. That's the thing. Like at the end, by the end, she had grown on me. So
Yeah.
I was like,
I like the part where well, okay, so when she picks up the rocket launcher, she fires it backwards first, which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
funny. And then later on, like Arnold's like, "How did you know how to work that thing?" And she's like, "I read the instruction manual."
yeah,
Funny.
yeah. Silly lie.
Yeah.
I-
But again, man, it's so fun. It's just
Mhm.
it's just so funny. Fun and funny. She's got another line where they're Bill Duke and Arnold are fighting in the hotel. She's like, "Oh my god, these guys eat too much red meat," or something.
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that.
She's like commenting the
yeah,
fight in
yeah,
the screen,
yeah,
crawling along the floor.
yeah.
But since it's your first time watching it, what did you think about the mansion scene?
Okay, so, man, I've been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto Vice City still. Well, actually, not really lately, but I still have it in my mind, and that is attached to me to like Al Pacino movies for some reason, like Scarface.
definitely.
Scarface.
Yeah.
Carlito's Way.
It's
Yeah.
specifically Scarface though,
Yes.
definitely, yeah.
Yes.
Like the scene in Scarface where like they go out and like they shoot the guy in the street and then they like intersperse it with that real footage.
So I have a picture. It used to be in my room. I got it in Vegas. It's right when Pacino's about to kill him. It's like a still shot of the two actors. I had that
Whoa,
hanging in my room.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I got it. If I can find it, I'll send a picture of it.
Yeah. But I guess my point is, they're in like these big extravagant mansions and they got all these bodyguards and this and that. And usually, the hero's kind of like suave or whatever. And he's like going in slow and, what's the word? Like tactically. We get that in Commando, but it's like a completely different angle he's coming at. He fucking paints himself up and he gets in there and he's loaded up. Almost like it is comedic, right? I mean, like that is supposed to be funny, kind of, right? Him just fucking being like jacked as shit. He's got like a big ass, what is it, M60, right? And
Yeah.
like, the rocket launcher and all these other guns. Not to mention all the knives.
Yeah. The gadgets.
And then he goes in the shed and he just starts
Yep.
using what's available to him. I mean, it was so fun to see just like a balls to the wall assault
Yeah.
on like this compound where like this endless supply of guys are coming out and the dudes are so worthless, like there are times where Arnold's just standing in the middle of like the yard and they come out and there's like four of them kneeling, nothing, no cover or anything. They can't hit Arnold, man. He's a commando.
Yeah. He's, again, one-man wrecking crew. One-man
Yeah.
army.
Yeah, he is. But man, that was really enjoyable. After watching like, already 60 minutes or whatever of, him just blowing stuff up, it was a great climax for all that because it just brought it to like the nth level. I feel like throughout the whole movie, it kind of escalated more and more to the point where,
Yeah. No, it's the climax, like you
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
you gotta have a big old shootout for the climax.
yeah,
And it's fantastic.
that sounds very homoerotic. And then the
Oh my
climax with
God.
Bennett,
Oh, in the boiler room.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
Everything was boiling up to that
Oh
point.
yeah.
Those two had to get it on.
yeah. Oh yeah. Carlos, what's your favorite part about the man?
Dude, it's the shed, of course.
Yeah, me too.
So
Me
badass.
too.
Yeah.
Me too.
So what is it? He has the pitchfork, right? I mean,
That's right.
He pitchforks the dude.
Yes.
He's like hiding up top.
Yes, and saw blades.
We gotta talk about the goons who were shooting the shed, though.
Yeah.
Like 10 of
Yeah.
them lined up to shoot the shed. And did you guys see the guy with the like weird mustache? He looked like so out of place. Like
yeah,
he
yeah,
had
yeah.
like blonde hair.
yeah, he
Yes.
looked like a Tennessee country boy.
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Different
I did notice it.
colored mustache it seemed, and I don't know, it just looked like really bad. A really bad extra.
Yeah.
I think they were
Yeah.
supposed to be like vaguely what I don't know.
They're
like-
supposed to be like Hispanic or
Yeah.
Yeah.
South
I
American.
think Radon Chong talks about it for a second in one of the making ofs. I don't know if
Mhm.
it was the making of on YouTube or another one, but she says something. It's like, yeah, they just got I don't mean to be racist, but just a lot of brown men.
I know.
we got a lot
Yeah.
of, we just got a lot of just kind of
I saw something about her, and
Brown
it
man.
said she was the first gray woman to play in a film with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and
gray woman in the sense
and
that
it
she's
says
mixed.
like mixed. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd never heard that. I was like, what? I never
Pretty
thought of her
cool.
as gray. you know?
Yeah.
They call it gray instead of mixed.
That's just one
Huh.
thing I saw somewhere. I think.
That's interesting. She looked good in the making of. She looked really good. She
Yeah.
aged very well. That came out the making of. I think at the end it said 2007.
Yeah.
Oh
She
wow,
still
so
looked really
20
good.
years. Damn.
Yeah, she still
I
looked
thought
really
it was,
good.
looking at her, I thought it was like 5 years.
Yeah, and she's in this movie called Tales from the Dark Side, and the Blu-ray came out of it either last year or the year before, and she's got gray hair now, but she still looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's aged very well. It's a shame she wasn't in more movies.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, at first I kind of thought her acting wasn't so great,
Yeah.
but I don't know. She kind of grew on me.
Yeah, from what I've seen of her, I thought she was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing. She's no, I don't know, whatever good actor or actress out there is,
She's
but
not that.
I think she deserved more than what she got. Or maybe I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause
Maybe
she
maybe
hasn't
she
been in
went.
much.
Maybe she went and did other things. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
But
Well, it must be interesting having Chong as your
oh, I'm
dad.
sure. Yeah, definitely. That's got to be an interesting call.
I heard that when she auditioned for the part, she got it on the spot.
Oh, that's
They're
cool.
like, okay, yep, you're
Nice. Really cool.
in. Yeah. I liked her. She was okay.
Yeah, some
I like
comic
her.
relief,
I
like
thought-
the shootout scene.
I thought she
Too much
and
red meat.
Yeah.
it's like it's perfect 80s.
exactly. I thought she and Schwarzenegger had a good back and forth and chemistry.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thought they worked well together.
Arnold's a charming dude, Like he has
Yeah.
a ton of charisma.
I mean, it's
He-
it's no
he
wonder
became the
he went.
governor.
No wonder he went into politics.
Yeah.
You know?
And honestly, like, he seemed like he always wanted to do the right thing, Like there's no crazy that I know of anyway when he was the governor that he was, really effing someone over on purpose.
Yeah.
He always seemed like he wanted the best.
Right.
He
Yeah.
seems like a positive guy.
Yeah.
He's got
Definitely.
like I watch basketball and the finals just happened and Giannis Antetokounmpo from like he immigrated and he was like, a poor kid and he just worked hard and played basketball and now he was like finals MVP and won for his team, scored 50 points, all these crazy things. The Arnold Schwarzenegger storyline.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, it's basically very similar. But
Yeah.
you see the documentaries of him like Pumping Iron or whatever where he's
No,
really
I've never
young.
seen that. Have you guys seen that?
I didn't watch.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's
Yeah?
on YouTube.
Is it worth watching?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was interesting.
I've seen
I was-
clips.
yeah,
I know Lou Ferrigno's in it, right?
Oh,
I think
what?
so. Yeah,
The Hulk.
I saw him at
yeah.
Cal Expo
He,
one year.
he's got
in
like
person.
Andre.
the Giant.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Andre the Giant might be in that one. Maybe even Wilt Chamberlain because they did
Oh, wow.
Conan together. I think
Yeah, that's right. He's in that. I think it's in the second Conan movie.
he
That's
might not
funny.
be in that one though because I've heard a story about like Arnold was jealous of Wilt doing
Wow.
like because Wilt Chamberlain, man, he's a freak athlete.
Yeah.
Like maybe one of the best ever.
Yeah, definitely.
But I did get a little sidetracked from the mansion scene.
That's
Oh
fine.
yeah, the mansion
No.
scene.
I'm
Dude.
talking about Wilt Chamberlain.
That's We ramble.
He freaking jumps down, pitchforks the dude, and then he takes the saw blades and starts throwing them like frisbees at people.
Yes.
One of my favorite
Yes.
kills that I've ever seen. When I originally saw it, I was like, "Whoa, what was that?" When he buzzes the guy's scalp straight
It,
up.
it
yeah,
like
it
almost
just slops the head.
it almost turns into like a horror movie.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
with the machete cutting the arm off,
yeah.
I
I've
remember
never
watching-
seen that before.
He's-
Evil
I didn't-
Dead, man.
I
Like,
didn't see this until I don't know how old I was when I might have been like 19 or 20 when I finally saw this. Actually, I watched a lot of Schwarzenegger movies growing up, but for some reason this always kind of eluded me. I saw clips on YouTube, but it wasn't until probably like that age until I finally saw. And I remember just being like, "This is like damn near Friday the 13th stuff." Like, whoa, this is cool. I like
Yeah.
this. Like that level of brutality. I
Yeah.
was like, damn, nice. Nice. Yeah.
What else did the director do? I don't even really
So
know.
it was bugging me. So like, I was like, Mark L. Lester, I know that goddamn name. So he did this movie. He did this movie called Class of 1984, and there's a funny joke. A lot of people like Class of 1984, which came out in 1982, but it's an odd title, but it's a strange movie. It's about like these kids in high school that are like the gang that totally cause havoc at the school, like to the point of like it's very detrimental. Like it causes the teachers to go crazy and the principal to like kind of go out of his way to like get these kids expelled. They're like really bad kids. Like they go and like do drugs, like rob people and all that crap.
Fuck shit up.
It's an interesting movie. It's good. I like it. And then he what else did he do? He did Firestarter. You guys ever heard of that? It's a Stephen King novel,
No.
and they made a movie. It came out the year
Commando.
In fact, I would imagine that probably helped him getting Commando. But it's with Drew Barrymore when she's a little kid, and she like has telekinetic power where she can start fires.
Oh, that does sound familiar.
Yeah, it kind of a lot of people reference it because probably maybe not even knowing, like Stranger Things probably owes a lot to Firestarter because when they're doing their powers, a lot of time their nose bleeds.
Oh, very
This is a
similar
very big trope with telekinetic powers and media. Like
you're using your brain so hard that your nose bleeds.
Yeah,
it is kind of corny when you think about it.
Yeah. It's a good visual though.
Definitely. Yeah. How else are you gonna portray it?
So he did those two, and I forget he did another thing after Commando that was kind of noteworthy, and I of course forget what it is. But,
Mission Impossible.
Interesting if you did it. I'd like to see this guy's Mission Impossible movie.
I think the writer did Die Hard as well, like, or did the screenplay for Die Hard or Die Hard 2, something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so there is some kind of connection between the Die Hard franchise and Commando standalone.
The only movie he did after this that I've seen is it's called Showdown in Little Tokyo. It's with Dolph Lundgren and Brandon Lee. We were talking about earlier. Yeah. I think we weren't recording, but we were talking about Brandon. That's a fun little movie.
Showdown.
Look at who wrote this.
What's the director's name again?
Mark L. Lester.
Mark.
Just... Huh. It very well could. Yeah, Steven E. D'Souza. He did write Die Hard. You're right. Yeah, he wrote the screenplay for it.
Oh.
Yeah. There we go. And I knew that.
And they're both. You can kind of compare those movies. I could see there being some similarities there.
Yeah.
Of course. What year did Die Hard come out? Was that 90s?
Late 80s, 88 or 87, somewhere around there.
89.
I love in Die Hard, like 88. They give him
88.
They give him the challenge, like basically right away of like not having shoes. It's like he has to do all this shit, but he's gonna have to do it barefoot.
The thing with Die Hard compared to other 80s action movies, like Bruce Willis is, I can relate more to Bruce Willis than I ever could to Schwarzenegger or Stallone.
Yeah, you're not carrying any logs on your shoulders, or
he's just a cop with a troubled marriage. You know,
right. Yeah,
like, and he's not that physically. He could kick your ass, but he's not like roided out. You know,
yeah,
he's more of a normal looking guy.
Yeah,
Arnold's huge in this movie.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's a specimen.
But I like it that Arnold. Sort of, he's shooting everything, you know. He's not like hand-to-hand combat or like sword fighting like Conan type stuff. He doesn't really specialize in that stuff, you know. He's not
a little bit though, cutting off the arm.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah. He gets in there. Actually, you know, there is a lot of scenes of him like breaking people's necks and stuff like that.
That's what he does. The guy.
He does get pretty damn physical now that I think about it.
Oh, and another part, when he's sneaking to find out where the island is or where his daughter is. He's sneaking into the control room and he like hits a dude a couple times in the room, knocks him out, and then he puts him over his shoulder like some Metal Gear Solid stuff and tosses him into the closet to hide him.
Right, puts him in there, shuts the door.
Yeah, he does some hand.
Yeah, definitely.
He's trained because he eats green berets for
breakfast.
Right. He does.
Green beret.
Sure.
This guy's serious stuff, man.
I like to in every Arnold movie. There's always he's shirtless, of course.
Yeah,
you know. But this one, they got him just in his underwear at one point when he's like taking the boat.
Yeah, he's in a Speedo or something.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
before he gets like suited up properly. Yeah. But that why not? You know, if you got Arnold Schwarzenegger who has like this, one dominant feature about him is freaking muscles. Like, you know, you might as well show him. You're paying the dude millions to be in your movie. Like,
exactly.
use the product.
Exactly, yeah.
But it is funny to me. Hey, maybe that's homoerotic too, you know? I don't know.
The '07 documentary, Cindy, she was on there talking about it. She's like, "Oh yeah, he the whole package."
Yeah, yeah,
and
that's
then they show
right.
like a clip of him in his
That's
speedo.
right. Yeah,
That's funny.
Right. Yeah. One thing I like in the mansion scene is how many goddamn guns he uses. He uses an M16.
Yeah.
He uses a shotgun. He uses that. What was the one that Rambo used? Is that one called
The
an
M60?
M60?
With all the
Yeah.
bullets like coming out
Yes,
of it,
but
is the long
then
clip.
he starts out
He
with
steals
like
that from the mustache guy.
yes, exactly. He starts out when he shows up. He starts out with this really cool. It's like an all black AK-47 with this really kind of interesting rifle butt on it. You know what
Oh,
I'm
I don't
talking
recall that
about?
one.
When he shows up to the island, he has like I wish it was like
Yeah, that's like the
in-
first gun he uses.
yes.
He runs out of that ammo.
That
Turn
first.
on
thing had unlimited ammo, though. It felt like that
Yeah,
was an
he had the cheats on for
extendo
sure.
Yeah,
mag. Holy
yeah.
crap!
That gun I thought was really cool looking. He kind of throws it over his shoulder like this for a second, you know, he poses
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah,
Because then you
Yeah.
see like all of them sticking out in
Yes.
various places.
It's like God, that must
Not
have
to
been
mention the damn rocket launcher.
that must have been a bitch to
oh,
carry
that was
around.
kind of like an RPK kind of style.
Yeah,
style.
but it looks kind of like an AK-47 or something.
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
know what
same
it is,
like family. Yeah,
but it's a really cool looking gun.
and
Yeah.
then that classic rocket launcher. Dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's
Or-
about the visual, you know, the aesthetic. That's such a great, like him busting into a compound and just
Yeah,
destroying everybody.
yeah.
And that's like the penultimate. And you've been waiting all the
Yeah.
movie to like see him just really take out all these dudes.
Yeah, it's like the 4th of July, you know. It's just like
Yeah,
it's a extravagant event.
Yeah.
I think he kills like 84 people on that
Yeah.
island, and
Yeah.
like the total is like 102 that he kills in the whole movie.
Damn.
A lot of bodies. Oh, that's another great line. It's like, like at the very end, he has his daughter, and the general comes up. He's like, "Did you leave anything for us? Just bodies." It's like, great,
Love it.
great.
Just bodies, and then
Just
he drives
bodies.
off with the new mom
Yeah, yep,
in
Get
the
in the plane.
airplane.
yep,
Conveniently, you know,
Yes.
she flies planes too.
yeah.
I feel like that was the one requirement for her character. They were like, we need someone to pilot him in. Like,
She
let's give her a story.
she works for the airline, right?
Yeah, she's
She's
like
a
a flight
stewardess.
attendant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
How does
guess
she know how to
maybe
fly?
I don't know.
She was taking pilot classes on the side, I think she said.
Oh,
She
okay.
mentions
Yeah.
it at one point.
Yeah,
Because that's how she knows. Like, that's
Right.
where you refuel, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
There are
yeah,
some
yeah.
things I'm like, I don't know that a stewardess would know that, but, you know, maybe it was different in the
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
All leading up to his final conflict.
Oh, we got it. Yes, this
Yeah.
is what we need to talk
Bennett.
about.
The
So
boss
Bennett
fight.
shows up and he's
Bennett.
looking like, what did you say, Freddie Mercury?
He looks like a roided out Freddie Mercury
Yeah.
wearing this chainmail vest that is not chainmail. Like, what
Chain
the
rope.
fuck are you wearing?
Is it like a cloth?
It's like rope. It's like a net.
Yeah.
It's like a butterfly net or something.
Yeah, and
so
it's got
funny.
cut sleeve. you know,
Yeah.
so of course you see him just. What,
And he's
what
got
are you doing,
that real, very visible mustache,
Uh-huh.
you know, and just the stuff that he says, man, like right away, you know, like
That's so funny.
when they capture him in the beginning, and he's like, you know, the day it is, John. Like he shoots him with a tranquilizer gun. He's like, payday.
Yeah, and then it fades to black, kind of. Yeah.
yeah. He is, man.
I'm gonna shoot you in your balls.
I'm not gonna shoot you between the eyes. I'm gonna shoot you between the balls, John. That's another I want to talk his name, John Matrix.
Yeah,
Badass name.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a
Matrix.
really badass name, Matrix. Yeah,
John is just such an everyman's name.
Yeah.
you, know? You
Mhm.
just
but
have it.
Matrix, like whoa. And
Yeah.
this is obviously before the Matrix came out. you
Right.
know? I don't know what
clued
Matrix.
in.
Matrix always looks like dot matrix, like the format or something. But it's a badass name, or a
Mhm.
badass man.
Yeah.
Mhm. They probably like picked a strong name, and
Yeah.
Matrix is one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And I always thought it was funny
Stand
that
out.
she calls him Matrix all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Chow.
But yeah, the boiler room scene it's just because Bennett has a very strange obsession with Arnold's character.
Yeah, he really wants to like beat him or something.
He says in the
needs to-
beginning when he's like, you know, when they offer me they offered me $10,000 or something. He's like, they offered me an insurmountable amount of money to get you. I said I'd do it for free or
Yeah.
something, you know?
But
It's
when
just
I
to
heard
get
I
my
could get
hands
my
on
hands
yeah,
on you,
Yeah, it's just like, what is this guy's deal.
Didn't
And
he
they
say
were
that he,
they
like-
were
They
they were
worked together.
teammates. They were
Yeah.
teammates.
He
and-
got him. Arnold kicked him off the team or whatever. Basically,
Was he
like,
too crazy or something? I don't
Well,
remember what he
That's
said.
what
So
he said.
they
He
don't-
loved killing too much. Right?
They
Yeah.
don't say in the movie. They don't really say in the movie
Ah.
because in the commentary, the director said he talks about it in the boiler room scene. He's like, "Yeah, we never really say in the movie why he wants John Matrix dead so much." And he goes, this isn't, this isn't actually explicit anywhere in the movie, but he was saying like he could see like there was a thing where like they went on a mission and something bad happened and Arnold's character left him for dead and just kind of booted out of there. And that's the only reason like I could see him being so like goddamn vengeful,
Yeah,
like
because when Arnold sees him, he says, "I thought you were dead."
yeah.
Right at the very
doesn't he-
beginning when he sees him.
he like kind of pretends to get blown up on a boat in the beginning,
Exactly.
right?
So that's what I
Yeah.
thought it was.
I think it is that.
But okay,
You could maybe look at it the other way too.
yeah, right. Like he
But I
left
think
him. And,
in the movie that's what he's referring to.
yeah,
But
it seems like it for sure.
yeah.
Oh, you got blown up with the rest of the team, the old
like
team member.
Yeah, fake death. Yeah.
I thought it was funny that one guy at the beginning. You know what I like about this car? Bryce. And he, like,
Yeah,
drives
Bill
off.
Duke. Bill
Yeah.
Duke. Yeah.
He runs
Yeah.
over that team member.
Yeah.
I guess that's an old team member, and now he's
Right.
a car salesman.
Oh.
That's what I
Yeah,
looked at,
yeah.
but,
That's what I got out of it.
all from Grace, man.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
But he just got hit by a car and like pushed out of a glass window that just
Yeah.
shattered. Like I didn't really think that was enough to kill him, and then he rolls off and he's all dead. And I'm like, man, like John Matrix had to like ram somebody with his car to get him. This guy crumbled like a I don't know
Yeah.
wet toilet paper. Yeah, but all those guys in their party, and yeah, like Bennett's like, I always could beat you, and that's he appeals to him.
Yeah.
He's like, you want to stab me, you want to twist the knife. Or whatever
Yeah,
he says.
yes.
It's not a good Arnold.
Yeah.
My Arnold might have been better.
No, I like that. I like that. That was
You
good.
want to twist. It's like Antonio Banderas. Arnold.
Yeah.
You want to twist the knife. But yeah, he gets him out. He lures him out, and they have like their little fight. He got him. They got each other a little bit.
It was
Well,
like a boss fight because they
it
were
is.
fighting in the
Yes.
fire.
Yeah.
Then
That's
Bennett gets
right.
electrocuted.
Wasn't it like a catwalk? That electrocution kind of came out of nowhere. Or did it?
Where the hell are
Did.
they? They were in the boiler room, and then there's like
Boiler
a
room
power
with the
plant down there
goddamn
too. What's going on?
complex.
It's just like
Something.
Terminator 2 when they're in a freeway underpass, and then all of a sudden it's under construction, and then like there's a pit of lava there.
Yeah,
They throw
the mining
Terminator-
facility or whatever.
Yeah.
The steel mining. Yeah.
Yeah, they run into like this. It looks like a highway underpass or like a
And then they just end up at a steel mining.
yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow.
molten lava.
Kind of the same thing. I didn't notice any electrical equipment in the background, and then all of a sudden he pushes him, and he's like, "Ugh."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I thought he was done, and then he came
That
back
doesn't-
and he kept going.
That doesn't kill him. That
No.
doesn't kill him. Yeah, you got to do
I'm
more than
strong.
that. Yeah.
He just didn't seem, with I don't know. Like I feel like you would want someone a little more muscly opposite
Yeah.
Arnold normally, and that guy in his freaking sleeveless chainmail vest. He didn't really seem like an appropriate. But then he did too. He kind of killed it at the end in the little fight when he was like going crazy. He's like,
Yeah, he's going nuts, man. Like,
I know,
he's-
and I was like, this is
he-
what I want out
like,
of the
he
movie.
wants to kill it so bad.
Yeah,
So that's like all he wants in life.
that's his game.
To kill Arnold's character.
Yeah, he's got like his little brass knuckles knife, and he
that's
first hears the
right.
explosion, and he's like touching it, and he's like, "Welcome back."
Yeah,
John," or whatever he
yeah,
says.
yeah. He's like, oh, yeah. He's all excited.
He's feeling his, attachment.
Yes.
Apparently, after they filmed the final scene, Arnold said, "Keep that guy away from me," because he actually thought that like Bennett wanted to kill him in real life.
Yeah, I
That's
saw that
hilarious.
thing, and Arnold is like, he was actually really scary.
Yeah.
It was funny to see him.
Yeah.
You know what they said? They said 6'2". Isn't Arnold Schwarzenegger? I'm pretty sure he's like 5'10".
You've
Yeah.
told me that because
Yeah.
your dad met him, right?
My dad met him and
Yeah.
was like, "I'm taller than Arnold." And
Yeah.
he's like, my dad's like 5'10", I think 5'11", something like
It
that.
very well could be like they're hiding him up a little bit.
Yeah,
So-
definitely.
Yeah.
I think that was one thing about Arnold. He would try to always like play with his angle and stuff to
Yeah.
make himself seem taller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you can kind of understand that.
Yeah.
You want him to be this big guy.
Imposing
Yeah.
person. Yeah.
Tom Cruise goes small.
Yeah, Tom
Well,
Cruise.
actually, no. He does that too. Tom Cruise does a lot of like he's standing on a stair
Exactly.
next to somebody, and
He's
below the
probably the
knees
most
is out.
famous of doing that.
Yeah, but you can kind of understand it
Yeah.
when a casual audience sees and they see like a bigger guy.
Yeah. Exactly.
But
What'd you think of the boiler room fight, Carlos?
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know if it's my favorite final boss fight, but it was good.
Well, what do you mean by that? Like in movies? Or?
Yeah, in movies. Yeah,
Okay.
just in action.
What do you think's the
films.
better one?
Ooh, that's a good question. What comes to mind? I don't
Predator.
know. Even just talking about T2 right now, that was a good fight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
This
a good
one
one.
was pretty random though with the electricity. It has
Yeah.
everything in there like a video game final boss battle has.
Yeah.
yeah,
But it was
does.
also random. I don't know.
If
And-
it's a video game, it's almost like the level was the hard part, and then when you get to the boss, it's kind of like the formality. Because like first you had to fight through like the 80 guys right on the
Yeah.
island, and kill like the other boss, and then when you get to the boss, maybe by game design or maybe just they fucked up a little bit, like the end boss wasn't as hard as you might have thought.
Yeah,
But then
exactly.
the whole challenge was the whole like literally like this tiny little island they were staying on, and I love the way he like triangulated it with the latitude and longitude.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
right.
is this?
Yeah.
I was like, are these accurate measurements? He was
I
doing
highly-
latitude and longitude, but then like he put it on like this big slant, and I'm like, is it like
Since
that?
the country doesn't exist, I doubt those measurements. Are
Yeah,
probably
it was
there.
just some spot on a map.
Yeah. That's so funny.
But yeah, Bennett, he's not like a humongous Stallone looking guy. He's not
No.
very muscly. He doesn't seem to really pose a challenge.
No, well,
I think that's another
His
weakness.
craziness is like what puts him
Exactly.
on
Yeah,
somewhat
yeah.
equal footing. But
and
yeah.
like the guy's name is the actor's name is John Vernon, I believe, or
Mm.
something like that.
Yeah.
And when I think of him, I think of this movie and The Road Warrior. And I was talking earlier about the Road Warrior. He's got this crazy red mohawk. He's riding like a dirt bike the entire time. And in the beginning of the movie, he's got this blonde guy with him the entire time. And then he dies. He gets very upset about it. It's very, the homoeroticism comes into play for
Yeah.
whatever reason. Because there's a lot of that in Road Warrior as well.
What's going on in the 80s?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if it's all the testosterone and the machismo and all that. I
Yeah.
don't know. But this guy and Arnold are homoerotic to a very decent degree. A lot of,
It's
a lot of almost like a lot of pent up feelings.
Yeah, like Bennett always talking about his balls, and not always. I don't know. I think he does it a couple times.
Yeah.
You want to? What did you say? You want to stick it in me, don't you? You
Yeah.
don't want to shoot me. You want to stick it
And
in
then that's
me.
when
and-
another great line after he says like, "Come on, Bennett, let's potty."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's such a great line.
It's bad.
The director says like that was like, used in advertising a lot. I think like that was like on the poster, what it says.
I watched the
Man,
trailer and
let's-
it's the last line in the trailer.
Oh,
too.
really?
It
That's
says
cool.
Commando coming soon. Let's party.
Oh, that's
It's pretty
cool.
badass.
Uh,
Yeah.
Do you guys have you heard anything like? Is a lot of that ad libbed ever, or do they write that all in
I don't
for
know.
Arnold?
That's a good question. I don't know.
It is an Arnold thing.
The director said that Ray Dong Chong improvised a lot of her stuff,
Oh.
but I don't know. I mean, Arnold might have as well.
These
I'm
guys have
not-
been eating too much red meat.
That's I
They're
think,
like,
I
"That
think she just came up. I
kills."
think she just came up with that. Yeah. But
That's
Arnold, he could have.
Yeah, because this is a different director and writer than other movies and stuff
Yeah.
that he's been in, but still he's always like, cool off.
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze and Robin and Batman,
Oh,
man,
God.
that's a legendary role
Yeah.
to me.
That's his whole dialogue. Tons.
He's definitely the best part of that
Yeah.
movie. Well, Uma Thurman maybe, but he is probably the second best part of that.
Not George Clooney.
No,
Not
I'll put George
not George
Clooney
Clooney.
behind. I just remember from that movie, Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze, I was like, you guys are fucking... Well, Poison Ivy might be a more personal bias. I just thought maybe Uma Thurman was really pretty. But
And
Yeah.
they have classic Bane too.
yeah,
Muscly Bane.
Oh,
Muscle Bane that's just like
Oh,
useless.
Yeah.
grunt. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Goddamn
I
grunt.
work for Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk.
Yeah.
Doesn't say that. I don't know why I gave him a British accent. I guess
He's-
Tom
or
Hardy.
because Tom
Yeah, Tom
Hardy. Yeah.
Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just Poison Ivy's like henchman pretty much.
But what was the one you said in Predator is like super homoerotic? The chopping.
Oh, the whole movie. Yeah.
The whole movie.
Not as much as this. I think Predator has its moments, but not as much as this. in my opinion.
Maybe it's just hard to avoid when you have like super cut, chiseled
Yeah,
dudes like
true.
doing like manly stuff. Like
Very
you could
true.
argue the log, maybe, I don't know.
Very true. Yeah.
That was just what it was. Maybe they just wanted to be big and buff, and Arnold wanted to show off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, why not? You work so hard for that your
Exactly.
entire life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good point.
Well, and women probably watch the movies too, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe.
Well, I was actually thinking about that just now. Was Arnold Schwarzenegger ever considered like a sex symbol?
I think so.
Really?
I feel like I've seen magazines of like him holding like a woman in like a satin dress, and to me that says like, you know,
But I've
sensual.
never
He's got a
heard
shirt
any woman ever been like, "Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he is so." Oh
That's
man,
true.
Yeah.
I've
mean-
never heard that ever.
on. I don't know. That's true.
I've heard that a little bit, maybe about Stallone.
Maybe it was
a
in the-
little
it was
bit, but
Stallone?
not
No.
much still either.
When he cries in First Blood, and he's like,
Oh, I like that. I like that part,
I actually do too, but
dude.
like, you know, I like just
back-
kind of crack up. at it.
my buddies and I back in the day, like when someone would be like, "It's over," like forget it, it's over. We'd be like, "Nothing is over, nothing." We'd say it all the time. Yeah, that's like I like First Blood. It's like First Blood. I think is it's almost a step above a lot of '80s action movies because it's very
Yeah.
dramatic.
Where would you put it with Commando? Like, how would you compare the two?
First Blood, or
Yeah, First Blood to Commando.
like the First Blood. I like First Blood a lot better.
Because it does have that dramatic element to it a little
It's
bit.
it's really sad. I mean, the way I think the ending of First Blood is perfect. They changed it. Rambo is gonna kill himself,
Whoa.
and they changed it to him getting arrested. And I think it's just the way it ends, and he's walking out with the colonel, you know, and it's just that's the way the credits are rolling. I'm like, this is perfect. You
Yeah.
know? It's perfect. It's like the guy, you know, like he all he wanted was just to go through the town and you know have a
Not be
have a
bothered.
meal and not be bothered. And he warned the sheriff the entire time. He's like back. What does he say to him? He's like back up.
Yeah, I think
You
so.
know,
Just leave me
I'll give you a
alone.
war- I'll
like-
give you a war you won't believe. Let it no. He's like let it go.
Yeah.
Let it
Let
go.
it go.
Turn away and slam the door. And it's just so great. And the sheriff, for
Frozen.
whatever reason, the sheriff just keeps fucking with them.
Yeah, the
And it's
sheriff
like,
is
all
a
right,
dick.
man. Like, all right, you want a war, you got it.
Yeah.
And it's just
That's a
and
good
it-
villain in the sheriff
and
too.
and there's the Vietnam thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just to me, it's just not to because I like Commando a lot too, but I've always considered First Blood and like the Terminator. Because the Terminator had a lot to say too about humanity and
Yeah.
machines
Mhm.
and the future and warfare, you know, and all that. I think those movies are a little step above than say like the Commando, the First Blood Part 2s. Predator, I think, might be in that because Predator is almost like Jaws in
Yeah.
a way.
Yeah.
You don't see the Predator a lot
Mhm.
until the end.
Mhm.
It's very it starts out Predator starts out like this. Like they go to that little that like a cart or little like military camp and they're just blowing the shit
That's
out of
right,
everybody.
yeah.
Sticking people with knives. It's like Commando Part 2.
Yeah.
And then once
They're
that
very similar.
once that ends and you realize that there's this thing hunting them, it almost like turns into like kind of like Jaws. in a way.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like
Cat
very
and mouse.
suspenseful.
Mhm.
You know,
They have the first person shots from the Predator's point of view too.
Exactly.
Stalking them with the heat vision
Yeah.
and stuff,
exactly.
listening to them.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think Predator might be in a little bit of an upper echelon as well.
Yeah.
And again, not to knock Commando or First Blood Part 2 or like
Well, Predator has aliens.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Yeah.
there's different,
You're in the jungle
Yes.
the whole time, basically. Yeah.
more sci-fi.
It is a
more-
bit different.
Yeah,
dark
exactly.
or
It's
something.
it's a hybrid. It's sci-fi
But-
Yeah.
action.
But Commando's just straight up
It's just straight
vanilla.
up.
action
Commando
film.
is like pure distilled, boiled down
Yeah.
like action. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
just. Yeah. it
And
kinda-
again, nothing wrong with that because it kicks ass.
It
man.
does.
Yeah, yeah.
It works
Super fun to
so
watch.
well. So you said you haven't seen First Blood Part 2?
I don't think so. No.
Have you seen First Blood Part 2?
No.
So I was going to ask you guys which one you prefer, this or First Blood Part 2. And
Yeah.
for me, it's tough because I like the Rambo series a lot. And I like Short. How
in
about
First Blood Part 2? What kind of happens? He just
they go back to Vietnam? There was this thing in the 80s of bringing up Vietnam again. And they did it in Rambo Part 2. They kind of did it in First Blood, but they go back to Vietnam in Part 2.
Yeah.
To rescue POWs that were still there. from the war.
Whoa.
What?
And they do the same thing in this Chuck Norris movie. I think it's Missing in Action. It's the same fucking thing. They do the same
Whoa.
goddamn thing in that movie. Go
One's-
back to Vietnam.
One's
the
Chuck
rest-
Norris and one's Stallone.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
And where was I? Had a point to that. I think okay. So since you guys haven't seen First Blood Part 2, I'll ask you this because it's kind of the same vein. Who would you rather like? What person's movies would you rather watch? Schwarzenegger's or Stallone?
I'm a Schwarzenegger fan, man.
Yeah,
Always
me
have
too.
been.
Me too.
I am too.
He's got Kindergarten Cop.
So that was my
To me, he has a lot
he's
more
got-
humor than Stallone. I
Yeah.
haven't really seen
Yeah.
Stallone be very funny, except for when he's older, you know, and
Yeah.
like The Expendables or whatever
Yeah.
that movie was.
Judge Dredd. He's in Judge Dredd,
Judge
but that's not really
Dredd.
like comedy or anything.
That's a movie.
I think Arnold's just a little more charismatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arnold's
Although-
in Twins with Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Forget
I like,
about
I like
it.
that.
Jingle all the way.
Oh God.
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
Yeah. That used to be a
Who
fun
told
one.
you to eat my cookies? Put that cookie down now. I think, but at the same time, I think Stallone does have, again, man, like, you know, like in the Rocky movies, he's got
Oh,
some
yeah.
good scenes, and even in First Blood, I think he's got some really good. I think he is a good act. Like he's like in First Blood, I think he's just so good at just being a, like I guess you could say the strong silent type.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like
You know,
raw. And,
yeah. You know, like when they like when the guy picks him up, he's just like, you know, taking him to the other part of town. He's like, "Why you push?
yeah.
Why you push?"
Why are you pushing me?
Yeah. Run. Well, I think he plays that. I think when you give him a decent role like that, he does it very well.
It is a little cowboy like.
Yeah, very much
Yeah.
so. Very much so. But
John Wayne.
yeah, going back to who we prefer, I have to go with Schwarzenegger because, like, to me, like, when I was a little kid, like, that was one of the first movie stars that I could actually like. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a movie star.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, because he's just this big, hulking guy, and my uncle had all these VHS tapes. I remember looking at Terminators and being like, "Whoa, like this dude, he's just got like you. No one ever forgets what Schwarzenegger looked like,
Yeah.
you know." And like, and you brought up Kindergarten Cop, like that was like the only Schwarzenegger movie I was kind of allowed to see at the time, and like that was like that's like a little kid version of
Yeah.
or something, you know. Like
It's not a Duma.
it's not
How
a
do we do
Puma.
it for the
It's not a
PG-13?
Puma at all. That's a fun.
Yeah.
Fun. It's goofy, but it's still fun. It's very fish out of water. You know, it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger's gonna go teach kindergarten.
Yeah.
What?
That's like
You
a
know?
South Park.
Yeah,
Arnold
exactly.
Schwarzenegger in a kindergarten.
He's a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah. What kind of crazy?
Yeah, what
hijinks?
wacky hijinks will ensue? Yeah.
That's Family Guy too. I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, didn't you say that you and your girlfriend are like going through all the Arnold Schwarzenegger
Yeah, we
films?
watched a bunch of them, but you know, now I can't even think back to what they were. Like the Terminator movies, Predator.
Have you guys seen Total Recall?
Yeah,
That's
Total
one of my-
Recall.
that's
Total
one of my-
Recall is
Total
Total
actually.
Recall's so good.
That's one of my
I
favorites.
think he.
Yeah.
I think he acted okay in Total Recall.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's like the over the top scenes with the eyeballs and
Yeah.
stuff.
I like it
Yes.
though, dude.
Yeah,
I like
it
that,
fits.
That
so
used to
much.
spook me as a
yeah.
kid.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That's horrifying stuff. To me, that's like a, I guess a racer's kind of like it too, but like to me,
Is-
that's like if like Arnold was like James Bond, that's Total Recall.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah.
You know.
Is that Sharon Stone? Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
So Sharon Stone, she had probably just done what's that other one with
the
her?
one she's famous for.
Yeah.
I think that
Basic
came
Instinct?
That came after. I think,
Oh, okay.
but not by a lot. Maybe like a year or two after Total Recall. That.
So I wonder if at that time, like, they're like, damn, they got Arnold Schwarzenegger like waking up next to Sharon Stone, like, fucking, we got Hollywood, like, pulse.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
these are the two best, maybe.
Total Recall was a big hit too. It made a lot of money.
Well, then, like you said, I don't know how much Arnold, if he was a sex symbol, if that played into it at all.
don't
Maybe
know.
he brought
Wasn't
the
he
women
like Mr.
audience.
Universe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the '70s,
know.
he was like he brought bodybuilding like to a really big level of popularity.
Yeah, because they're like, who's this guy acting in all these movies? I mean, I like
Mhm.
him, but what did he do? He's a bodybuilder. And they're like, huh,
Yeah,
you can watch 10, like, oiled up men just flex their muscles? Maybe, I don't know.
I think that they just had the World's Strongest Men competition in Old Sacramento.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I think this month.
Oh wow,
I had heard
Yeah.
about that.
that's cool.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Have you guys ever seen like the Scottish games where they like throw rocks and like toss wooden logs as far as they can? And
You
do all
know,
these things?
that's funny you bring that. I think Sean Connery did that. I
What?
think Sean Connery is very Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was like a bodybuilder at first. And it's
Oh,
funny because he wasn't that big, but I think back in the 50s, I think
he was a peak physical human.
Yeah, exactly.
In 1957.
Before the roids got involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, because that's
Sean
what when you said that,
Connery.
that's the first thing I think of. Because Sean Connery is very Scottish.
Scottish man.
Yeah, rest in. Oh man.
Yep. Arnold the Austrian coming over and just saying little cheeky one-liners
Yep.
to get the audience like, but then in the next second he's like breaking the dude's neck.
That's one thing the director said in the commentary too. That's a very James Bond. James Bond always said one-liners too.
Yeah.
Way going back to the
Oh.
60s. So it is very James Bondy. James Bond set a lot of precedents in action movies
Yeah.
for sure.
Just makes sense.
Kind of the purveyor, if you will.
Yeah.
Fucking Commando.
What was the short guy's name again? The henchman?
David Patrick Kelly.
Yeah, but what was his character's
Oh,
name?
Sully. Yeah.
Sully, yeah.
Yeah.
When he says like Sully, and he's like, he drops him off the cliff, and then the lady asks him,
Yeah.
What'd you do with him? And he's like, I let him go.
I let him go. Yeah.
I let him go, and they just
Yeah.
get off, drive off
Yeah.
to the hotel or whatever after.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun because it's like that there is that little bit of plot there, the mystery of like, not mystery, but like you got to kill a guy to like get his keys so you can go to this hotel, so you can go to this place and do this. Like you start at like not knowing anything, and you just work your way up to where you finally get to the mansion scene,
Yes.
and you kill Bennett and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
and get
what?
his daughter back.
So a great thing about this movie is
What?
never boring.
Yeah,
It's
no,
never. I don't think there's a lull in this movie.
The music doesn't let you. They're
Yeah.
playing steel drums still while they're just driving casually down
Yes.
the highway.
Yes.
Just talking and still going.
Yes.
"Do, do, 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 do,
It's so
do,
great,
do."
man. Like, yeah.
It doesn't stop. The pace doesn't stop.
No, it's just, and it's about an hour and a half, and it's just a thrill ride the entire time. you
yeah,
know? Like it's never once just like, okay, like when are we gonna get to the next action? It's just such a great pace.
Yeah.
it's like if you want to see an '80s action movie, you could probably just see Commando, and you've probably seen quite a few.
I wouldn't argue with that.
Because it's got so many elements of what runs through all those like action movies.
I wouldn't argue with that. And just again, like just 80s films in general, it's when it 80s, even regardless of film, when a lot of people look back on the 80s, I think they think excess money, excess drug use,
Yeah.
and this
Mhm.
movie is
Big
very
hair.
excessive in the sense of explosions and
Yeah,
killing people and this and that.
right.
And I think that's why not only is it a great 80s action, it's just a great 80s movie,
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, lives up, man. Fun to rewatch even now.
Yeah, no, dude. I am so glad you recommend it because I had a just blast watching it yesterday.
It's a fun
Such
one
a
to
blast.
revisit.
This was a great recommendation. This is something that's it's just such a great time.
Mhm.
Such a great time. Where would you guys in your rankings of Schwarzenegger movies? Where do you guys think you would put it?
That's a good question. I think personally, I'm just a big fan of Total Recall, so that's going to be at the top already, near the top.
Okay.
Terminator 2, is up there because he's just so great. That one's really comical too. Something I always appreciate about him. And then I have to put Predator probably above Commando. I just love Predator. I mean, I
Yeah.
think
I would.
I almost
Predator.
think I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of the 80s action films, but when I think of 80s action films, I usually think of Predator only because it's not just Arnold, but it's like all the other big ass dudes. So it's like pure adrenaline. I mean, testosterone, I guess, and adrenaline. I don't know, but that one too. The being hunted element, Predator really like adds something. But Commando, I don't know. You know, it's probably like in that fourth, fifth range, probably for
Yeah,
me.
top 5 for
Top
sure.
5. Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Where do
plays
you-
it well.
Yeah.
He's the father at the beginning, and he shows that he can like be cute with the kid.
Yeah,
and, like,
they're
carry
into
her
ice cream
around
and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a single dad,
Yeah.
and I need to
Yeah.
meet this airline attendant.
Gonna be your new mother, okay?
Yeah,
Let me talk to your mother.
that's never really
Jamie,
resolved.
put your mother on the
But
phone. Let me
it
talk
doesn't
to your
really
mother.
matter, to the story as a thing. Like
Yeah.
it's just kind of a self-contained little crazy adventure.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Are you coming back out again, John? I'll sign you up or whatever." And he's like, "Not a chance."
Yeah. I think we brought that up too. It's kind of cool they never made a sequel to this.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of cool. It's just this little standalone one-off
Mhm.
story. Because in a way, you can kind of Predator is kind of very similar in the like the first act,
Mhm.
but it's still a whole other thing. You know, it's
Mhm.
not Commando Part 2. He's a different character. He's got a team this time, which is
Mhm.
great.
And the
Yeah.
enemy is not something he can just shoot.
Exactly. Yeah. Where do you think you put this on Schwarzenegger?
Top 5. All
Yeah.
those movies that Roman was naming, they definitely go before it.
Yeah.
Predator, Total Recall.
Have you guys ever seen The Running Man?
Oh,
yeah, and that's a great one
Yeah.
too.
That one's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites as well.
That one's kind of similarly over the top.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Very. And it's like it's in the future
Yeah.
and like it's
They
a
have
very
those explosive neck collars, don't
that's
they?
right.
working in
Yeah,
the
I think they
prison?
do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the crazy announcer guy.
Yes. Yeah. He was actually a game show host. I think he hosted Family Feud or
Oh,
something, which
That's
is really
awesome.
funny. I
If
know.
you watch Family Feud, you would probably love the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm trying to think of other Arnold movies. There's
Think of fucking Alex Trebek like being a crazy guy at a movie like that. You're on a game show or you're gonna get
Hilarious.
murdered. Rip Alex Trebek.
rest in peace.
yeah. Have you guys ever seen Last Action Hero?
No,
Yeah,
I haven't.
That's a good one.
That is
I
another good
I'd
one.
recommend that.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I think that was
Kindergarten Cop is good. Twins
Yes.
is good.
True Lies. Anybody have seen True Lies?
Yeah, that's a
True
great
Lies
one
is a good
too.
one. Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis in that movie, right?
Yes.
There was
yeah.
I remember watching it with my friend's dad, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is the scene right here. It's like her in like a nightgown," and I was like,
She
"Jamie
does
Lee
this. She
Curtis."
does this dance. She does this. It's actually pretty good.
That's the thing. I didn't
Yeah.
know. I was, I knew for her from Halloween, and I knew
exactly
her from
She's
that.
in Freaky Friday with Lindsay
That's what I
Lohan.
really
yeah.
knew
that
her
was a
from.
good
'Cause,
one.
I saw
Yeah.
that movie on Disney
I
Channel.
think that was
when
like
it
my
came out.
introduction to Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, this lady, the one on
Yeah.
the Activia yogurt commercials,
Exactly.
like she's a sex symbol. But then I was
Exactly.
watching, I was kind of like, huh.
I remember my back in
13.
the day, my grandfather was telling me, he's like, "Yeah, watch Trading Places and True Lies. She's pretty sexy in both." Like, okay, whatever.
Trading Places.
She shows her tits in that. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Did you guys watch Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 2000 movie, The Sixth Day?
Dude, I've seen
No,
That
I've never
movie's-
seen that.
that movie's weird.
What
He
is
gets
that?
like cloned.
He's cloned. He's like, there's this part where he goes to his house and like he's in his house, like he's calling the car. He's like, "This one in my house eating my birthday cake with my family" or something.
Yeah.
It's like that movie is really interesting. That have you seen? Have you seen it?
Yeah,
What'd you
that's a
think?
really good one.
I was indifferent. I need to watch it again because I haven't seen it in 15 years, maybe. I don't even think I saw it. I think it was on TV one time. I just kind of skimmed through it.
Mhm.
I need to watch it again.
One thing about these action films is it's a lot like Call of Duty, where you're introduced to these new high-powered weaponry. Like, oh, you can use drone strikes. Oh, you can use the 50 cal beret.
Yeah.
Everybody goes crazy. Oh, did you get the 50 cal? Did you unlock the 50
Yeah.
cal?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like these action films with Arnold in them, they always premiere like big weaponry. Like Commando, you got the M60, you got the big old rocket launcher. Like that's really cool technology and stuff.
Mhm.
Plenty of cool weapons. But the Sixth Day, they premiere, I believe it's like an anti-material rifle, or maybe it might be the 50 cal.
Oh wow.
It's
Huh.
one of those weapons, and this is the year 2000 they're filming
Right.
this in. And they always introduce new weaponry through these action films,
Yeah.
like the video games do.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I remember the first time seeing Sixth Day, and they're like shooting through the walls at him, and he's getting
Yeah.
hunted down by this
Yeah.
crazy gun.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
I
That
don't.
they're getting us used to different.
Yeah, that's
Crazy
how they
technology.
introduce it to us.
Yeah,
Just know we
Yeah.
could fuck you up.
yeah, for real.
Yeah. I'm gonna show you through media.
Yeah,
Mhm.
which
Weapons.
then leads to, of course, whenever I'm talking to my dad, he always leads to aliens. But then you talk about like Tom DeLonge, how he said that the government hired him to get us used to aliens.
Yeah.
And make a bunch of media. I don't know.
What's it called?
I don't know.
Exposure.
Who knows? Yeah.
Exposure?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't know. Something I noticed. I just
Yeah.
wanted to talk about it. Get it off my chest, guys.
That's what Close Encounters of the Third Kind was all about. Right?
Yeah. Very true.
Disclosure. That's what it's called.
Very true.
Soft disclosure.
Very true.
We're releasing it to you through
X-Files,
media so you
X-Files and
understand
all
the
that,
idea
yeah.
of it, so that it doesn't blow your mind when we
Exactly.
reveal it actually wasn't a weather balloon in 1947.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it was 1947.
The
Roswell.
Roswell.
Yeah.
I think
But they also make for like entertaining media too.
Yeah.
It's fun.
very true.
Yeah, I listened to that Tom DeLonge, Joe Rogan thing, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, this
Yeah.
is cool. He's like, I can't tell you.
Yeah, it's like I can.
That's what they always
I
say. Because, I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, I'm like, you money grubbing,
Yeah.
I'll release it in my new book
Yeah.
that you could buy for $47.99.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. Go fuck yourself.
another good Schwarzenegger movie. It came around the time of 6 Days. It's called End of Days.
Huh.
You guys ever heard of that one?
No.
I don't think so.
It has to deal with like
Day.
the devil.
What?
It's pretty good.
Is he the devil?
No, but he's like going up against. It's pretty good, man. It's
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
in my because it came out at a weird time in like the late '90s when like his
1999. It says.
yeah, like it came out like because like I think after really Terminator, that's not true.
That's later in his career, though. In
yeah, I think
1999.
True Lies was his maybe Eraser.
Oh shit! I
That's
vaguely
96.
remember this movie. This
It's
one
good,
was
man. I haven't
this
seen
one
it
was
in forever.
different.
I remember in freshman year of high school, my buddy and I just went on a huge Schwarzenegger kick, and we watched that one. I remember like it being like, it's actually kind of a cool movie.
He kind
in
of
a way
plays like a
kinda
Constantine
overrated.
character, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah,
He's like in his like a trench coat or something. Like
yeah.
Huh.
I need to watch that again. I remember having a really good time with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of died down. I feel like in the late '90s, because late '90s it was just, it wasn't the whole like
Strong guy on screen.
it died. You
Yeah.
know, it really died. It was like trying to think of like late '90s action, like Independence Day, I guess. Like
Fight
Will
Club?
Smith was your action
yeah,
star now instead of.
um,
I don't know. I can't think of like a lot of '90s action movies.
well, you get like Terminator 2, True Lies, but
Phone
then
booth.
like what'd you say?
Phone booth where they're trapped in the phone booth the whole.
I've never
movie?
seen. I need to watch that though. I hear
That's
that's
a
a
good
good
one.
movie. Yeah,
I don't know if that's an action film. He's just
I
trapped in a
don't-
phone booth.
It's like Colin Farrell or something.
I think so.
Yeah, I need to watch that. But yeah, definitely action movies definitely like took a turn around like maybe the early to midnight.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just like exhaustion, the changing of the times.
Maybe
You
they
know?
were tired of like, well, who was it? Like Arnie, like Chuck Norris,
Stallone,
Stallone,
Jean-Claude
like,
Van Damme, Steven Seagal.
Yeah, Steven Seagal.
Yep.
He was like the little brother, I feel like, of
Yeah.
the action movies.
He's got some good ones though. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a Seagal movie, but he's got some good ones.
Nah, I haven't
Same
seen
with
too many.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I've seen a few Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's fun.
Yeah,
He brings
Yeah.
like a different skill set to the
Yeah.
action hero
yeah.
a little bit. More
Yes.
like halfway step between like, Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan movies.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Jackie Chan got pretty decently popular in like the mid to late '90s, with like Rush Hour and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wasn't he doing
Rumble in
Chinese
the Bronx.
movies too?
Yeah,
Like before?
yeah. He'd been doing things forever. And then in the '90s, that's when he got big over here, like
Yeah.
mainstream wise.
He did like Shanghai Noon in like the early 2000s.
Yeah,
The Owen
yeah,
Wilson.
yeah.
That's a funny fucking wow.
Oh,
Wilson.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Shanghai Noon. You can't do that. Yeah. But then it's funny to put him opposite Will Smith too. I mean, Will Smith. I meant to say Chris Tucker.
Oh, that'd be funny.
I was thinking
Will
of
Smith and
Independence
Jackie
Day.
Chan. That could
Yeah,
work.
I'm like, Will Smith and Jackie Chan, that's not crazy. Wait a second. I'm talking
Yeah.
about Will Smith.
I like Rush Hour a lot.
Yeah.
I like. I never saw the third one, but I remember the first two. I like.
Number
saw-
2 is
I
saw
saw
the
the
second
third
one in
one.
the
It's
theater.
kind of like the same,
Yeah, yeah. Well, in the second one, they're in China, right?
Yeah.
Don't they go to China?
Yeah.
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 First one's in.
So it's like that's a good concept for a sequel because like the first one, it's Jackie Chan's the fish out of water. Then the second one, Chris Tucker's the fish out of water.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah.
They're
it's-
like trading
yeah,
places.
exactly. Yeah.
This not the West no more. This.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have to pee.
Yeah.
I was.
Pause.
Oh yeah, I'm on there.
All right, but what was your favorite kill?
Oh shit. My favorite
Ooh.
kill. Roman, what was your favorite kill?
Oh man, put me on the spot.
Yeah.
I don't know. First thing that comes to mind is just because it's funny to me. The when he jumps down from the shed and stabs the guy with like a pitchfork.
Yeah.
And they had shown the pitchfork
Yeah.
previously. You knew he was gonna use it.
Right. Yeah.
But then yeah, it's just kind of like comical almost. Like he's
Right.
been pumping these dudes with full of lead,
Yeah.
and then now he just shoves a pitchfork into this guy. That
That's-
might be, and then but yeah, Sully when he drops him off and he gets to talk shit to him before he kills him. You
That's-
said
Yeah.
you wouldn't let me go. You said
That was a
you
good
were
one.
Yeah.
last man. Yeah,
Lied.
Yeah. and then the scream, like you said.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
one of those two probably is my favorite.
Yeah.
Good one.
What about
about you?
might be the machete, cutting the guy's arm off with the machete.
Dude,
yeah, and the little nub.
Yeah.
I
might
read
be
that
mine.
they plan to cut the arm off and then have Arnold beat him up with the arm.
The director says that in the commentary too,
Really?
and the director's like, I just figured that would be too silly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is a lot.
it would have been fun to see, but at
They
the same
should've
time,
had
I
it.
understand why he would have been like, no, that's
Yeah.
a little too
I hope-
much.
I wonder if they ever took a shot with that happening. You know?
I don't know. That would be funny.
I think they might have.
They might have. That would have
But
been
they
really
just cut
funny to
it.
see.
Yeah,
But that's probably that's the one that I always stands out to me. It's chopping the guy's arm off.
it's crazy. Who just
It
goes
is.
up and
Yeah, like I
chops
said,
somebody's
it's like,
arm
it's
off?
like a goddamn horror movie. It's like a Friday the 13th stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's by far my favorite. What about you?
The buzzsaw
Yeah.
off the head.
Again,
He just peeks in the window, says, "Huh?"
Yeah.
Boop. Your head's gone, dude.
I'll give an honorable mention to Bennett's death because it's just so
Yeah.
silly.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Let off some steam, Bennett. It's
Yeah.
so great.
I like the
Great.
guys that Arnold is trying to get away in the plane, I think, and he's shooting while the lady's driving.
Yeah.
And then like there's these guys on like this little Humvee
Jeep.
or whatever
Yeah.
Jeep. Yeah, they're driving like shooting, and neither of them are hitting each other. It seems like. And then
Yeah.
he shoots like the passenger, and then the driver drives off. You know, like, but you never really see him get shot. They just like the you see the little Humvee like fall off the edge
Yeah.
into the water. It's like you guys sucked. You're so ineffectual.
Just shooting back and forth.
So many of the villains are just I mean, not the villains. The the henchmen.
Yeah.
They're literally just there to die, and that's why it does feel like a video game. You know.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I think that's all. That's all. I brought my Blu-rays. I have 2 Blu-rays of this movie because one has the director's cut on it, and I kept the other
Oh,
one because
yeah.
the poster. I've always liked the poster of this movie. It's just Arnold, like
The
kind
black
of
background.
flexing. Yeah,
Yeah.
black background. You got the red text.
Yeah,
It's
it's
kinda
him painted
stenciled
up.
Yeah, it's just because like this is just like nothing wrong with it, but like that's not.
The director's cut, he has the like rocket launcher
Yeah,
that he's
this,
holding.
Yeah.
This is just like this is what I think. I told Carlos like going to Blockbuster back in the day. Like this is what I saw on,
Yeah.
on the shelf. You
That
know, like-
literally looks like you go to a pizza joint and then there's an arcade game.
exactly, and this would be the arcade cover.
Yeah,
exactly, or like on the cabinet on the side.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Commando.
Exactly.
Shoot them.
Yeah, I always like to
Shoot 'em
bring
up.
my little physical media when we do these.
Yeah,
things,
it's really
just
cool to see it and
you know.
touch it and get all the information just like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Kind of a lost, maybe not yet, but
Oh, it
eventually you
kinda
have to think
is.
It'll
I
be a
mean,
lost art.
I mean,
I don't know, man, because I'm streaming these things on Vudu, and I'm like having trouble where it says, "Oh, we cannot stream your title right now."
Yeah,
like,
that's-
man. If I just had the DVD, just pop it in and I get to watch
It
it.
would always work.
Yeah, I know, man. That's why.
Mhm.
I mean, you know, it's to an extent where like I almost have too much stuff, but it's just you know I don't ever want it to get to the because people say you know it's like maybe some days these movies will be lost. Maybe someone doesn't want to pick it up for streaming.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like maybe like a movie like I don't know, a movie like this probably would get, but like maybe like a movie that maybe like is under scrutiny because of the times it was made in. I don't know.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. something.
I can't think of an
I
example.
was thinking of like 50s movies or something
Yeah.
that just like you can't
And then-
find anywhere anymore.
Yeah,
Like when I watched Mystery Science Theater 3000 or whatever, and they were looking at like campy B movies from the
Yeah.
50s, you know?
Yeah.
you're not gonna find that on Netflix
Exactly.
or
Yeah.
Hulu, probably.
exactly.
Maybe not even Amazon. So
And I kind of like some of those movies. You know?
Yeah, right.
They're not good, but it's
Yeah.
just
you got the
I think they
Betamax
serve their
tapes.
place in movie history.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
even if they're good or not.
I like it. You could see it in Commando even. I mean, like the steps from where you've drawn so much inspiration now. Even,
Yeah.
Current movies and things
Definitely.
like that.
Yeah. This is definitely something I want to own. Just want to watch whenever I want to watch it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Commando.
Ando, come on. But anyway, guys,
Come
is that
on.
it? Are we wrapping it up?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I want to thank Carlos for suggesting this movie. I think this was an excellent topic.
Mhm.
I had
was
a
fun.
blast. I had a blast watching it. It was a blast talking about it with you guys.
Yeah.
Always a good one to
Blast.
Yeah.
Boom,
No
explosions.
pun intended.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was quite the potty, so to
Yeah.
speak.
It's a party. Let's party.
But yeah, that was it. That's our episode on Commando, and it was a great time. And whoever listens to this, I hope you have a great time listening to it.
Yeah. And watching Commando.
And watching go watch
Yeah.
Commando.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's worth
go watch Commando. Fuck our podcast.
If
Go
you
watch
want an
Commando.
80s action movie.
Go watch Commando. Maybe
watch
listen to our podcast afterwards to see if maybe things that you didn't pick up on it that us dudes did.
Listen before, break the rules.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Fuck society, man.
exactly.
That's what Commando's all about.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck the social norms. Fuck all that. But anyway, you guys want to say your goodbyes
Yeah.
until next time?
Please
Yeah.
like, follow,
Yeah.
leave a comment of your favorite
subscribe.
one-liner in the
Yeah.
Commando.
Yes, exactly. What are your guys' favorite liners?
Yeah, I'm
One-liners?
curious what everyone's favorite kill is because there's like 100 kills.
A lot to choose from.
Uh-huh.
Do we have any idea what our next topic's gonna be? I think we've already chosen movies. I think you're up next, Mr.
Oh,
Roman.
man.
Roman,
Can
you
you
got any
imagine the
ideas?
pressure I feel?
You don't have to see. I mean, yeah. All I'm gonna say is Roman's up next. He's gonna choose something.
Yeah.
Jaws been picked. Commando been picked. I don't know. That's a good... I like how we're kind of going like back in time. Maybe I could do like,
Contemporary.
Commando was 10 years after Jaws, right?
That's-
Maybe something like
I didn't
years
even
later.
think of that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Go 90s next?
95?
1995,
Not
that's-
even 90. Anything from the.
That's
you
my
know.
birthday.
It's your. I'm saying, Carlos. You have free reign, my friend.
All right.
Choose wherever the hell you want to choose.
Well, it'll be something good.
Yeah.
Something.
So far, we've been on a great track record,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't think
Yeah.
that's gonna stop.
Commando, man.
Yeah.
Here's a couple movies from 95. Heat,
That's a good movie.
Desperado,
That's a good movie.
Die Hard with a Vengeance,
That's a good movie.
Crimson Tide,
95 is not a bad year. Damn.
No.
High Risk, Bad Boys. Bad Boys
Ah.
1.
I'm not a big Bad Boys.
I'm
fan.
not a big Bad
I'm in the
Boys
min-
fan.
I'm in the minority there. A lot of people like Bad Boys, but
What you gonna do?
what you gonna do?
Come for you.
What else do we got? We got Rumble in the Bronx. I don't
That's
think
a
I've seen
good
that
pick.
one.
I've never seen that.
That's a
Oh, Dead Presidents.
there we
Dude,
yeah.
have you seen Dead President?
I
No.
think we should save that for. Remember last Veterans Day? I showed that to you. I
Yeah,
think
that's
I
right.
think that we should do that like around.
That's a
then.
Veterans
Okay.
Day
That's
movie
a
like
Veterans
Jaws
Day
4th
movie.
of July.
Yeah, I mean that's just my opinion. You
Yeah.
can choose whatever the fuck you want to choose.
Hey, yeah.
Goldeneye.
Oh, that's might be my favorite James Bond.
That's awesome.
Little Nintendo 64 right there.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, let us know what you decide,
Yeah, man.
Roman.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
watch it.
To
Yeah.
be continued.
To be continued.
To be decided?
To be both.
Yeah, it'll be something good. Something fun. I mean, it's always fun.
Yeah.
Shooting
Exactly.
the shit, talking about it.
Exactly.
taking a
Even if
dive
it's a
into the
shitty movie I don't like, I'm sure I'd have a blast talking about it with you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we need to keep it action movies or can we even?
I'd say
Go to
go
something
wherever
else.
the fuck you want, man.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm
That's
thinking,
my
I'm
opinion.
thinking 1994 romantic comedy. Something with Hugh Grant, maybe.
Leonardo DiCaprio's
yes.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yes. Oh, dude, I forgot about that. That movie was interesting.
I never saw that one.
Very
was a fun one.
stylized. Very stylized.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I could appreciate that
Yeah.
with something like that.
Exactly.
You kind of have to do that with the
Exactly.
Shakespearean.
Exactly. But anyway, wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Until next
Christmas.
time. Thank you for everyone that listened, and yeah.
Hmm?
See you later.
Peace.
Bye.